What's the most scandalous political couple you can think of? For many, it's Bill and Hillary Clinton, and let's be honest, it's hard to argue with that. It's been 27 years since the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal exploded, and people are still talking about it. And now Monica Lewinsky is once again making headlines for calling out Bill Clinton, this time for, in her words, throwing her under the bus.
I think that the right way to handle a situation like that would have been to probably say it was, nobody's business and to resign,
Or, she added with a bit of sarcasm, at least find a way to stay in office without lying and making her, a young intern, take the fall. Ouch.
If you could go back
Yeah.
and talk to your 22-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Do not go to Washington.
But let's not forget, there was another woman in this story who had to face the public humiliation head-on, Hillary Clinton. And while many people expected her to leave, she didn't. Which raises the question, was it love, politics, or something else entirely that made her stay? Well, according to staffers in the White House, the affair wasn't exactly a well-kept secret. Apparently, butlers spotted Bill and Monica together often, especially in the White House movie theater.
Bill gave me this box which had a hat pin, and he said, because, you always look so cute in hats, or you in your hat, something like that. And then he gave me this really beautiful copy of Leaves of Grass.
Once rumors started swirling in the press, the whole atmosphere inside the residence shifted. One maid said, things were definitely more tense, and added that you could feel the sadness in the family's private living quarters.
It was awful.
Hillary wasn't taking it lightly. She reportedly skipped afternoon meetings, made Bill sleep on the couch in a study attached to their bedroom for months, and wasn't exactly in the mood for small talk. Her temper, according to staff, was notoriously short during the media storm that followed. And honestly, can you blame her?
How do you think I'm feeling? I am devastated. I am mortified. I am appalled.
But while all this was going on, she had her own quiet coping methods. The White House pastry chef, Roland Meunier, revealed that Hillary's go-to comfort dessert was mocha cake. He made tons of them during the height of the scandal. She'd call the pastry kitchen and softly ask, Roland, can I have a mocha cake tonight? It's a small moment, but it says so much.
But I did it. It was bad, but it wasn't like I thought. Let's see, how can I think about the most stupid thing I could possibly do and do it?
And this wasn't just a one-time betrayal. Bill's name had already been linked to other women, like Jennifer Flowers, and multiple accusations of sexual misconduct followed him throughout the years. Still, Hillary stayed, and eventually she explained why. In one of her interviews, she said it came down to love. But it wasn't that simple. It took therapy, deep reflection, advice from friends, and a whole lot of forgiveness. It was very, very painful, she said. But she truly believed in their marriage, in their shared life, and the way they raised their daughter.
For me, it took a lot of, thought and prayer and trusted friends and confidants to talk to and really think through out loud. And I made the right decision for me. I have no regrets.
Hillary went into more detail in her memoir, What Happened. She admitted there were times she didn't know if the marriage could survive.
I was so, personally just hurt, and I can't believe this. I can't believe you lied.
But Hillary kept asking herself the same two questions. Do I still love him? Can I stay in this marriage without losing myself? Her answers, always yes.
I had to go through it at my own pace, on my own terms, according to my own values, and I'm very grateful that we are where we are.
And believe it or not, she still lights up when she talks about Bill. In her book, Hillary reminisces about their first date at a Rothko exhibit. When I think about that afternoon, seeing the art, hearing the stillness all around us, giddy about this person whom I had just met but somehow knew would change my life, it still feels magical, and I feel happy and lucky all over again. Hillary Clinton also shut down the idea that her marriage to Bill was just for political gain. I heard it again in the 2016 campaign that we must have an arrangement. We do. It's called a marriage. Without spilling all the details, she shared, Bill's been an amazing father to Chelsea and an enthusiastic grandfather to Charlotte and Aiden. When I look at them, I know we did something right.
We just have a good time. We have a good time sharing this life that we've lived together for now nearly 50 years of marriage.
So Hillary's commitment to Bill, despite everything, shows there's real love between them. Honestly, it makes me think of another presidential couple, where the First Lady stood by her husband through his numerous infidelities and the challenges they faced. Yes, it is Jackie and John F. Kennedy.
Born into the prestigious Kennedy family, JFK had always been destined for greatness. He attended Harvard and served in the U.S. Naval Reserve during World War II, where he became a war hero.
The weapons of war must be abolished before they abolish us.
Jackie, born Jacqueline Lee Bouvier, came from a high society background herself, with her father being a stockbroker and her mother a socialite. Jackie, though, wasn't just known for her family connections. She was a talented horseback rider and a smart woman who earned a degree in French literature from George Washington University in 1951. After graduation, Jackie worked at the Washington Times-Herald as their inquiring camera girl.
And you used to be a reporter, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Now, this is where fate stepped in. In 1952, at a dinner party hosted by a mutual friend of theirs, journalist Charles Bartlett, Jackie and JFK met for the first time.
We met at the house of a friend about 2 years ago.
Within months of meeting, JFK and Jackie were officially courting, and by the summer of 1953, the two were engaged. Their wedding was nothing short of spectacular. On September 12, 1953, John and Jackie got married at St. Mary's Church in Newport, Rhode Island, with 600 guests at the ceremony and another 900 at the reception.
Well, have you opened all your wedding gifts?
Well, I've opened quite a few of them, and I've sent them all to Washington. We just have a couple back here.
John and Jackie were the picture-perfect couple, but like any relationship, it wasn't all roses. Just 2 years into their marriage in 1955, Jackie had to face a heartbreaking miscarriage. Then, in 1956, tragedy struck again when Jacqueline gave birth to a stillborn daughter named Arabella, while JFK was away on a yacht in the Mediterranean. Carly Simon, a longtime friend of Jackie's, later said, "His not being there for the birth of a child, his being off with a mistress while she was in the hospital. There are various things that he did that, by comparison to having a mistress, must have hurt more." In fact, according to J. Randy Taraborelli's book Jackie, Janet, and Lee, it was one of 2 times that Jackie thought about divorce. But her sister Lee Radziwill helped her through it, and the couple eventually went on to have their first child together, Caroline Kennedy, in November of 1957.
Yes, I think it doesn't matter what else you do if you don't do that part well, if you fail your husband and your children.
As time went on, the Kennedys faced more challenges. In 1958, JFK was reportedly involved with a young woman named Diana DeVeg, a college student he met at a benefit dinner. DeVeg later claimed they had an affair, but it eventually fizzled out. This liaison, along with others during his presidency, added more strain to his already difficult relationship with Jackie. In 1960, JFK launched his campaign for president, and Jackie found out she was pregnant again.
You first got the word of the senator's nomination last night.
Well, I was watching television, so I suppose the same time everyone else did.
Due to medical reasons, Jacqueline had to stay home during the campaign, but she still played an active role. From home, she answered letters, gave interviews, and even wrote a weekly column called Campaign Wife.
Is your baby due before Inauguration Day?
When's Inauguration Day?
JFK's efforts were successful, and by January 1961, the Kennedys were moving into the White House as the first family.
What changes, if any, have you made in the White House since you moved in?
I really haven't made many, Mr. Van Oker, because one can't. It doesn't belong to anyone, but to everyone in this country.
Jackie quickly became a symbol of the ideal American woman, embodying style and grace.
Of course, I do have an official role as wife of the president. And I think every first lady should do something in this position to help the things she cares about.
But behind the polished public image, JFK's infidelities continued. In 1962, Mimi Alford, a White House intern, revealed in her memoir that she had a relationship with JFK. She even described having intimate moments with him in the bedroom he shared with Jackie. At the same time, Marilyn Monroe's famous Happy Birthday performance at JFK's birthday party in 1962 raised suspicions of a romantic relationship between the two. Though Jackie was reportedly aware of JFK's affairs, she didn't let it interfere with her public duties. She once famously told her sister, "Life's too short to worry about Marilyn Monroe." Then, in 1963, tragedy struck once more. Their third child, Patrick Bouvier Kennedy, was born prematurely in August of that year. He lived for only 39 hours before passing away. This was a devastating blow to the Kennedys, but it also seemed to bring them closer together. According to Clint Hill, Jackie's Secret Service agent, there was a noticeable shift in their relationship after Patrick's death. Prior to this, they were much more restrained and less willing to express their close, loving relationship while out in public. The loss of Patrick seemed to be the catalyst to change all that. Even with everything they had been through, the Kennedys seemed to be on a path toward healing when their 10th wedding anniversary arrived on September 12, 1963. JFK gave Jackie a special gift, an Egyptian snake bracelet. They celebrated quietly, unaware that the worst was yet to come. As we all know, the tragic end of JFK's life came on November 22, 1963, when he was assassinated in Dallas. Jackie was by his side when the shots were fired, and she was with him as they rushed to the hospital. After JFK's death, Jackie was overwhelmed with grief. She struggled with depression and, in private letters, even spoke about taking her own life.
The knowledge of the affection in which my husband was held by all of you has sustained me.
But over time, Jackie sought therapy and worked through her loss. In 1968, she remarried Aristotle Onassis, but her love for JFK never truly faded. Jackie lived on until 1994, when she passed away from lymphoma. Their story, full of triumphs and tragedies, remains one of the most talked about in American history. But it raises a question: was it true love? Do you think it was right for Jackie to forgive JFK? Or should she have walked away from the marriage? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for more celebrity stories.